This tutorial will show you how to look up books in our catalog by title, author, and do a keyword search. First, go to our library website, library.uscb.edu. The catalog is the box located in the center of the page. I've outlined it here. Make sure you have clicked on the Find Books tab. Notice that you can search by keyword, title, author, subject, LC call number, and if you don't know what that is, take a look at the How to Find Books in the Library tutorial and ISBN number. Let's look at searching by title and author first because they are very straightforward. Let's say that someone has recommended that I read a book and I want to know if we have it in the library. The book that I'm looking for today is called In America's Court: How a Civil Lawyer Who Likes to Settle Stumbled into a Criminal Trial. So I select title and just start typing in the title of the book and click submit, and I found it. Here it is. Always look at the location. It says it's located at USCB Bluffton, which is the Bluffton Library on the Bluffton campus. If it were in Beaufort, it would say USCB Beaufort. And by the way, take a look at the tutorial called the Library Catalog, the Record, to find out what all of the features really mean on the right side of the screen and how to order this book from other libraries if it's not available here. If you're on the Beaufort campus and you'd like to order this book, you can always drive down to Bluffton to get it, or you can click on the request link, see where the green arrow is pointing, and follow the directions there. You'll get an email and then you can pick up the book at Beaufort. It's pretty straightforward. So let's look at the record right here. Do take a look at the LC subjects. These are Library of Congress subjects. They function like hashtags. So when you're doing research, it's helpful to really know what the LC subjects are that connect with your topics. And truthfully, they're really not intuitive. So it sometimes takes a bit to find out, what they are if you don't know them. But let's take a look at these. Criminal courts, United States, anecdotes. So if you'd like to go to the Bluffton Library and check out the book but don't know where to start, make sure you view the tutorial about finding books in the library, or you can ask someone and anyone would love to help you. So let's go back to the catalog and search for this book by author. Always search last name, comma, then first name, or actually last name, comma, space, first name. And here we have 2 books by this author. So I'm just sort of curious if other libraries have more books by this author. So let's search all libraries. And I go up there and click on USC All Libraries. And here we have 8 books by this author. So let's say that I've started reading his books and I want to learn more about the history of the labor movement in the U.S. And notice that the titles, also The Law in Shambles, Only One Thing Can Save Us, Why America Needs a New Kind of Labor Movement. How do I find books in the catalog about this? This is when you do a keyword search, and a lot of times this is the first step in your whole research process when you're looking in the catalog or looking for articles in the databases. So let's just brainstorm a minute. We want to learn more about the history of the labor movement in the United States. So let's narrow it down to main words, and they are our keywords: history, labor movement, and United States. Let's try these words. When we're typing, we're going to type history and labor movement and United States. This will search for books that have all of these words in the record somewhere, and this is exactly what we type: history and labor movement and United States. We type all of those words and letters. Notice the use of quotation marks. That means we're searching the phrase, the 2 words together instead of 2 separate words. And notice the little Venn diagram down here. We're aiming to get books that have all of these words in them. And that's what the "and" does in our search. So this is what we found. We have 172 results in the USCB Campus Library search. So that is a lot of books. Notice that if we search through Pascal, and the library catalog record tutorial talks more in depth about what Pascal is and how to order books from Pascal. But notice if we search there, there would be 630 results. So we have lots of information on this pretty big topic. Notice the first 3 books, as shown here, are ebooks. So let's take a look at a few records to see where our keywords are located in the record. They'll be highlighted in red. So, the title of the first one, Transatlantic Conversations, 19th Century American Women's Encounters with Italy and the Atlantic World, published in 2017. So let's scroll on down here. Notice the labor movement in the contents area, and it's part of the chapter Joseph Sturge, Harriet Beecher Stowe, and the Free Labor Movement. And let's look on down here. So we see history popping up in the subjects, American Literature, Women Authors History, History, Women, United States, Intellectual Life, 19th Century. Okay. So if we wanted to narrow our search, if you're interested in any of this, we're getting an idea of how the information and the books are organized and what might be out there. Let's take another look at another record, or a look at another record. So here is the next record, Ellen Browning Scripps, New Money and American Philanthropy. And let's notice the highlights in red again. So in the summary, Labor Movement. Molly McLean tells the remarkable story of Ellen Browning Scripps, an American newspaperwoman, feminist, suffragist, abolitionist, and social reformer who used her fortune to support women's education, the labor movement, and public access to science, the arts, and education. Okay, and down here in the summary we also have history of women and the LC subjects, United States, with women journalists, United States biography, and women philanthropists. Okay. So with these, we're getting into history of women in the U.S. with the labor movement. So let's take a look at the third record in that initial list. Let's see, the title, Against Labor, How U.S. Employers Organized to Defeat Union Activism, published in 2017, another ebook and really new. So let's look down here. In the summary, Anti-Labor Movement, Understanding of Management History. Let's go down now. Look down here, this LC, the Library of Congress subject, Labor, United States History. And look down here, Industrial Relations, United States History. But let's just click on Labor, United States History and see what happens. And this is it. We have found the Library of Congress subject heading that really narrows down our search. Labor, United States History. And notice the different subject headings here as well. And this is the first part of the results list here. What if we wanted to look at print books? How do we narrow our search? All of these are ebooks right here on the left. And you see the little ebook on the left and the E in the red circle. So you just click on the Limit Sort Search. You select Printed Books here, and you see the first arrow. You can also narrow down the year of publication here if you'd like to, and then you click Submit, and we're just going to click on Printed Books. And look, we only have one printed book in this subject heading at both libraries. And let's zoom in and look at the summary. And actually the title, Freedom Bound, Law, Labor, and Civic Identity in Colonizing English America, 1580 to 1865. And zooming in right here, this is the summary. So when you're searching by keyword, I recommend that you sort of play around with your words. Brainstorm, create long lists of keywords. The actual process of doing this might uncover some interesting areas that you might want to focus on in your work. This is the fun part of research. Research is not about supporting how you already think. It's about questioning and learning and grounding your own voice and point of view, and then sharing that. So thank you for watching and listening to this really quick tutorial. We talked about how to look up a book by title, author, keyword, and ran through a very brief research process. Talked a bit about subject headings. But as always, let me know if you have any questions about anything. My name is Ann Holderfield, and I'm the Reference and Instruction Librarian on the Beaufort campus. Thank you.